Good morning, Chiefs Kingdom. Welcome back, friends and neighbors. It is Sunday morning, and I didn't think we were going to have this conversation, but evidently we are. Coming to you from the backyard. It's a little bit chilly, so trying to warm up, enjoy the coffee, and good morning. Now, it's Sunday. You guys can throw comments or questions in here if you like. We're not going to go too long this morning because we don't know a ton yet, but here's the gist. The Chiefs are going to play on Monday night as it sits right now at 10:30 Central on Sunday morning. The NFL has announced that barring any new positives, that they are going to move ahead with the game on Monday night ahead of the previously scheduled game, Falcons-Packers, because that's going to be an ugly game. Morning, everybody. How are you? So here's the gist. That's what they have right now. What that indicates is that they probably haven't had any more positives that they found out yesterday. We got the announcement yesterday. That means they retested. They sent everybody home before the flight and all that kind of stuff. At this point, they have been able to retest and they've been able to get the results. And so they have to feel that the spread hasn't gone too far or the NFL was not going to let them play. This is a big deal, not just around the country, but for Kansas City, obviously, because the exposure. Now, Jordan Ta'amu had as well. Haven't seen a confirmation test on him yet. We saw that there's another DB, I believe it was in New Orleans, had a positive yesterday, and now Friday, came back, had a negative yesterday. So there is still the phenomena of a few of the false positives. They're trying to knock that down. They're trying to get a hold on that. And good morning, everybody. Seen everybody come in. Nice to see you. Dylan, Mark, Kelly, Digger, and Queen, how are you? So here's the thing. This is what they can do right now. This is how they feel safe right now. That doesn't mean something can't change. If they get some kind of indication of more positives from especially New England here during the day-to-day while other games are going on, then this could definitely change. This is where it is right now. We can't say for certain that this is the way it's going to stay. Chief Yamaha, if there's more positive this week, will the league be shut down for 2 weeks? No, it'll be a team-by-team perspective. The hard part's going to be the scheduling. And so what we have right now, the Chiefs will kick off early, 6:05 in Kansas City, 7 o'clock Eastern, prior to Packers-Falcons. That is pushing it, trying to keep it, honestly, as close as they could to the way it was going to be with a Sunday game. So that allows, hopefully, everybody, some of you maybe, who've traveled to Kansas City. I know there are a number of people in my timeline on Twitter that have traveled to Kansas City and weren't able, we're worried about not seeing the game. They went there for the game, and hopefully you can extend and spend Monday there. I don't think this is a fan thing at all. I think as long as you wear your mask and you follow the rules that they put forth in the stadium, there's no reason to think that this is anything new or different. Clearly, I don't have to do anything here in the backyard because there's nobody here but the deer. So if you hear deer or chipmunks, that's what's going on. Morning, Matthew. Thanks for the super chat. I appreciate it, man. Farther, though, the bigger outset, if there are more positives, we could still see this game get moved again. They were talking about Tuesday night. So then I'm sure if the league has their say about it, if they have to bump back from Monday, they'll go to Tuesday. And then they'll go beyond if they have to. I think it's all going to be about containing the illness. And if they don't get any more positives, particularly in New England, then I think they're going to be able to do that. Let me put this up here before I lose it. And it's important to remember, there are no active Chiefs that have been put on the COVID list. It is Jordan Ta'amu, and so far only Jordan Ta'amu, the practice squad quarterback, the guy who played Cam Newton this week. He is on the COVID list. He's the only one so far. Now, we could get an announcement in an hour, and that could change things. But for where it is right now, that's what we have. And so what that means is, this is somebody the first team defense was tackling. There was, a walkthrough on Friday. So not close contact, not tackling the ground, not something where you come face to face and hit the ground like we see on replays. So that's a little bit of a positive vibe, something that I don't think is terribly concerning. But they're going to keep watching for it. And there are folks, this is the problem with COVID, is sometimes it'll show up right away. Sometimes it can incubate for up to 14 days. So there could be more. This is a very temporary situation that they're going to try to do this. I'm a little bit surprised, to tell you the truth. They have to have some kind of other indication, probably the contact tracing. Once they mapped out where everybody was and who met, that's probably why they feel safe moving forward with this. Because yes, there's a money aspect involved for the NFL, but there's also a safety aspect, because if they start to get a lot of players sick, that's going to turn fans off real fast. So there are bigger implications here too. And we'll get to the bigger implication down the line first. First and foremost, Patriots. If they play this on Monday night, like they say, or even if they bump back to Tuesday, there's no way that Cam Newton's going to play. So this is going to be, I can't remember who they're going to start. I just had it before we got on here too. It's not Stidham. It's Hoyer. Hoyer's going to be the starter. That changes things for the Chiefs. Makes things honestly a little bit easier to defend. So that's something. Yes, Chief KT, you're right. Hot and spicy, I don't know. It should make it a game that's a lot more passable. It'll change the focus of the defense. They're going to run at you with Hoyer in there, and they're going to try to play action. That's what's going to help him as a quarterback. But you don't have to worry about those goal line runs or anything like that. So I think the Chiefs are now probably favored by more than my prediction was at the end of the week. I'll call it a 13-point game, something like that. Are you going to point out where you are in? Andy, yeah, I will. In fact, I'll give you guys a clue here. Hopefully I can dig out a picture here in a minute and at least show you what I was wearing that day, and that might help. So I think it's funny. This is kind of a fun exercise. I think Brad's getting a kick out of it too. So thank you all for participating. I'm in there. So is Chris. Chris is obfuscated by some other people though. So as tall as he is, he was behind something and you couldn't see him. But yes, Andy, I will check that out. Okay. Even though the practice squads have COVID, and if there are any COVID, this is Kelly Blevins, sorry, during the week, how would that affect the Raiders game? That's going to be very interesting. If there are more practice squad COVIDs, I think they're going to push through. The team is being as cautious as they can. The league wants to play these games, especially the Chiefs games. They do not want to have their premier team on the sidelines, so to speak. So if it's a practice squatter, yes. If it's an actual player, if it's somebody who starts for the Kansas City Chiefs and they go down with COVID, they're going to let one go, and then I think they're going to start to ratchet it down. So I think it's going to be a really touch and go here for the next week. And then we'll get to the bigger issue that you guys are already bringing up, and you guys are on top of it as always. We will get to the scheduling issue about the Bills. Let me make sure. Okay, I got Matthew. Thank you again, Matthew. Do you think they'll be okay with the injuries after 3 games in 11 days? I don't think they're going to play those, Kemish. They're going to have to change that. I know the COVID is the main issue, but what about the challenge placement? Yep, you guys are on it. So let's get into that. Yep, Donnie confirmed me. Yes, it is Hoyer. If it continues, do you see the possibility of extending the season? I do see that. If especially if more than just the Titans are affected, if the Patriots go on to have more positives and they can't play games where they have to postpone games, I can see adding weeks to the season. And I think honestly, the NFLPA would welcome that because it gives them a break, it gives them more rest during the season. I think it's better for player health and safety. So could we see a March Super Bowl? Yeah, I think we could. And I think that's reasonable. I think that protects everybody and gives everybody a chance at being healthier. So I'm all for that. Would you start A-Rod or Lamar? I will take Aaron Rodgers. Thank you. I don't know that he'll have to do as much, but I don't know that Lamar's going to do as much in fantasy. Julian, good question. Worried? No. This is my side business. It depends on the NFL playing games. Nobody wants to sit here and listen to me talk if there's no games to talk about, right? But no, it doesn't worry me. We'll be all right. The Kansas City Chiefs will be all right. If the season were to get canceled, the NFL will rebound, so will the Kansas City Chiefs, and so will I. And we'll all be fine. We'll be bored for a while, but we'll be fine. So no, not worried. But this is the concern, and a lot of you have brought it up already. But this is my concern as well. With the way the schedule was going to go, it was going to be 3 games in 10 days. Now it's going to be, 11 days with them playing on Monday night and then getting through and playing that Thursday. So, yeah, that is 10 days, right? Yeah. And that's the problem. It's too much wear and tear. It takes a while to get recovered. I mean, if you're somebody who's just playing special teams, maybe then the next 2 days is okay. Excuse me, guys. If you're a starter, it takes 2 days to recover from playing a football game. Let's see, Monday night into next Sunday. That's a normal short week, not the end of the world. It's the next one. They'll recover by Raiders. They'll play Raiders. After that, they will have had a lot of cumulative snaps, hits, muscular injuries on top of each other, and then the recovery takes longer. And so then on playing on Sunday, normally it would take Monday and Tuesday to really feel better where they can get back out to practice, and that's what their normal schedule really follows. Well, now you're talking about it being Wednesday before they even feel normal, and you're playing Thursday night. Normally, the Thursday night week gets shortened, and you get right back at it, and you take some of that rest time away in order to play. That's going to be a problem for health and safety of the players. So at the end of the day, it comes down to what can the NFL do? And so I think the Bills game will get moved. I think it has to. I think the NFLPA will have something to say about that too. They will advocate for the players and go to the league and say that they can't be asked to do this. You need to move that game out. And I think that's perfectly reasonable, and I think the NFL will move it out. So what I would expect is that I haven't looked at the Sunday night schedule for week 6. If it's kind of a dud, if the Jets are on national TV again, you can expect the Chiefs to get put into the Sunday night football game. If not, then I expect a regular, probably afternoon game for the Kansas City Chiefs instead of being on Thursday night. It is a good matchup. Honestly, if you guys missed it, I picked the Bills to win their division this year, and I think they're on track for that. And I think the NFL wants to put that game out to as many eyes as possible. That's why it was on Thursday night. I think they will try to keep it a primetime game, especially if there's any indication that the current primetime lineup is lacking any drama, to tell you the truth. So that's where it is. Kelly, if they have to move the Raiders game up, say Monday night again, how will they play Thursday night football against Buffalo? Yeah, they won't. They won't move it up. They'll leave Raiders where it is because that's a normal week with the Chiefs playing Monday. Now, if the Chiefs get bumped back again, if there's another positive in New England and they get bumped back to Tuesday and they end up playing a Tuesday game, then maybe you could see the next week get bumped. But I don't think that'll happen. So really, it's about the Thursday night game against Buffalo. Could they take it all the way back to the Monday following? They probably could. I don't know. It's gonna see how they feel about it. Arian, I would go Daryl Henderson myself. Again, I am not a fantasy guru, guys. I play one fantasy league every year. Well, I used to play 2, now I play 1, and it's a dynasty league. So my roster's been the same for quite a while, except for the rookies. Saturday night football, that's interesting, spicy. I don't think they'll do that because there's no reason to rush it. I think that they can bump around the current schedule, the slate that they have. I think that's probably where they'll land, but you never know. They've done stranger things. Let's see, Jim, do you think that it gets moved to Monday night or Tuesday? When you say it, I assume you mean the Bills game. I think it will be either Sunday night, possibly Monday night. If you're talking about this game, right now it says Monday. I'm really hard-pressed to see that they don't get more positives in New England. So I'm thinking that it could still yet move back today sometime when they find out. So keep an eye out on that. Nothing for sure, but hey. Well, Denny, as a non-combat vet, I don't think they want to get sick. This is their livelihood. It's like asking somebody to go to work in an office and, get exposed to something. They don't want to get exposed. So this isn't combat. This isn't serving your country. This is just playing a game, doing your job. For the players, this is a job. Any deer in the background? I don't know, man. What do we got back there? Anything? They were out this morning. They like to eat the wife's flowers. And the chipmunks have been going crazy. Arian, Sunday night game is Rams-Niners. Okay, that's going to be a good one. At least I think pretty good. I think the Niners maybe are a little disadvantaged there, obviously, with the quarterback, but we'll see. So, yeah, maybe they leave that the same, in which case, like I said, it'll just be a Sunday afternoon game is my guess. I don't think that's a big deal. I think, honestly, that's enough rest, bumping it back where you have another full week's rest. That's a normal schedule. As long as there's no more COVID, I think they're fine. I don't think there's any implication of that being like a negative for injuries or anything like that. So they gain one primetime game this week. They lose one that week. Okay, no big deal. I don't think the team cares about being in primetime. Yeah, they get up for it, but I don't think they're going to be disappointed in any way. So I think it's going to be a challenge. And like I said, I don't know that they're out of the woods yet. Again, this is where we are right now at 10:45 Central on Sunday morning. Things could change. They often do change very fast when they do. So when we know, we'll have something for you. Chris and I will record the Locked On Chiefs podcast here relatively soon. We're going to give it a little bit more time, see if we get some more information, but then we'll get that out for you guys. And we did our pregame episode on Locked On last week, so we're going to go through the permutations, what the challenges are of getting ready for this game. That'll be on Locked On Chiefs on the podcast. Go get subscribed to that if you're not. On here, we did our game plan. The game plan has changed a little bit. So I might try to record something tonight. Might see Dan as well. We'll see what happens. But the difference being is that without Cam Newton, you're not worried about that quarterback run. Let Brian Hoyer run. Deshaun Wharton can chase him down, I guarantee it. So that's not a concern. The concern shifts to the run game and the play action. And obviously, without Cam Newton, this helps the Kansas City Chiefs. If they do play this game here in the next 48 hours without Cam Newton, they're going to be fine. Beyond that, we've only seen Mitch Schwartz is the only player that I've seen personally wear the lower face shield over the mouth area of their face mask. And it's very much like the eye visor. It's zip tied into their face mask. It has some venting. It's 2-layer venting, so it has to go in and around to get out. So it is effective at blunting breath directly into somebody's face. I don't know if this is going to cause them to wear more. That's one thing that I'll be really interested in. It's a mechanical device that shouldn't have an effect on game flow, but I know some players felt uncomfortable with it. So we'll see if they have more masks, the permanent masks in their helmets when they do play this game. That will be something I'll probably be checking on specifically. Chief Yamaha, I haven't seen Hoyer play anything worth anything in a while. So I would say the predictions are going to be pretty poor. But he's a professional quarterback who's been in the league for a long time. So I think they have faith in him, and I think that will help them. So that's it. That's what I have as of right now. If there's more, we'll get it for you on the podcast, and we'll try to get back with you afterwards. So hang tight. Be happy that there's going to be a game. That the NFL is pushing everything they can in order to have a game. So I think it is going to happen. So that's where I'm at this morning. Appreciate you guys jumping on. If anybody's new to the channel, like, sub, bell notification. You want to help us out, grab some of the gear. It's in the store in the description of every post. And hey, hope you guys have a good Sunday. I know it's going to be hard without a game, but enjoy your time. Keep an eye out, and we'll let you know what happens. Have a good one. I'll talk to you next time.